This is SoundBite Magazine, and I'm Sean.
And I'm Nico.
And we're the Deaf Poets.
Yeah, Lost in Magic City. It's been like a little bit of a project for us, just because like we were trying to refine our sound from our first record. Like our first record, 4150, we love it. It's an awesome record to introduce us to working on the studio and working with someone else and really developing
music.
Yeah, writing music. It was our introduction to writing, and I feel like with this record, we just wanted to strip it down. On the first record, we used a lot of like instrumentations, a lot of other instruments, and like other people recording wise. Like we had like backup vocals. Like we had like friends of ours do backup. We have friends of ours playing bass.
One did tambourine.
Yeah, we got like a bunch of production on it, and became like an issue playing live just because we're two people. So. We decided for this record, we just want to strip it down and just have like drums, guitars, and vocals. Whatever you hear on the record is what you're going to hear live. So I think there might be like maybe a tambourine here and there and like maybe some like really crazy
weird stuff.
Yeah. Like we like keyboard on one song, but it's just like it's so like
minimal.
Yeah, minimal that you're not even going to feel it. So that's what we're happy about, that we capture our live sound in the new record.
Yeah, really the live sound, the energy, and that's what we love to do when we play. When we perform, we really put ourselves really into it, and it's always hard to capture that picture live. I'm sure every artist knows, and being able to transfer that in a recording. And I feel definitely this album we were able to do that, especially on the first track, going toward the end, you'll feel it.
One of my favorite songs in the new record that I can't stop listening a lot, just because like I'm like, oh man, this is fun. It's like the first song on the record. It's called RUDP. It's a very, it's just very fast paced. We played it live a couple of times. I think we debuted it last year at 3 Points. It was the first song we played.
Yeah,
it's just fun. It's just like the drums are just like the whole time. It kind of has like almost like a dancey beat to it, but it's very like early Arctic Monkeys beat to it. Just 16 notes in the hi-hat. It's just fast up-tempo, and then has a very catchy chorus, and then it's just a simple hook, and the song is just very simple, and I feel like it just catches your attention immediately. That's why we kind of put it at first for the record. I really like that one. And then another favorite on that, another sneaky favorite on that is like the last song on the record.
Oh, yeah, you love that song. Worth.
Yeah, it's also very simple too, just like straight up. It has like a very rock and roll, it's a heavy.
And we wrote the melody. Like we ended up writing something, we didn't like it.
Yeah,
we recorded it, sent it, and we're like, no, let's not do that. And then we sent it back, and then we wrote a brand new melody and new lyrics, like on the spot, and then we put it together.
Yeah, and it came out like really fun, because it's just like one of those songs that like by accident you end up just doing it like straight through, and you're like, wow, that's actually.
And it's like this. I remember you immediately told me, it's like, dude, this is like a perfect song for the end. We said that before it was done, and then I get to the point where we finished it, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's perfect ender. Definitely my favorite song is this song called "King Don't Matter," and
that's a good one.
That the reason why it's my favorite one is just also like one of the last songs that, like, all the songs we have on the album were finalized a while already. Like maybe a year ago, we already had an idea of what they were going to be. And then, but this song kind of made it at the last second. It's like right when we finished, it's like, yo, dude, how about the song? And we recorded it, and it ended up being on the album. And it's fun, it's fast. I listen to it the most. And then I never actually do guitar solos, like a real guitar solo in Deaf Poets, just because, it's guitar and drums, so it's very syncopated, and I don't really have the opportunity to like just put some really like heavy solo in. But then at this one moment, it ended up, like Nico said, dude, we need a solo for this. So you're like,
yeah, because I remember, what happened with that particular song was that we recorded it, and then we were doing vocals, and then we're like, no, it's too slow. So we scratched it, did it again, and then we were re-recording the drums, and then something happened with the session that the drums got deleted, So then I was like, all right, dude, I'm not gonna redo the drums again. Let me go home and sleep on it because I was just like, I'm not doing this again. And then we came back. I'm like, Sean, I had an idea. Why don't we do like a couple hits at the end of the song, and then you just do a solo, man. You never have a solo, like he was saying. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. So then, like again, random on the spot, we just wrote a section for it, and then I had left to New York, and you came back, like, yo, listen to the guitars I made for the song, and I was like, oh shit.
and I knew he was gonna like it, and I said like, and he said, oh, you know what? I want to listen to the song. I don't want to hear it. You listen to it like clean. So he first hit like from the beginning of the song till it got to that part. So he wasn't really like, oh, I'm gonna hear the solo. No, it came like unexpected.
Yeah, and it was kind of really weird.
And
it's like, Sean, finally, dude, like there's some just like shredding, dude.
So
that was fun. That's a fun song.
Yeah.
One of the highlights of this record, besides working on the record ourselves, and then we also got to work in some sick studios for like a couple of tracks. We did 2 tracks at the living room recordings in Atlanta. They did what?
Macedon.
They did Jacuzzi Boys 2. They did. Yeah. They also recorded Black Lips. So like in the process of experimenting and trying to find our sound for this next record, we're like, those guys will know what we kind of want to sound like. We want to get like that raw, heavy sound. So we did 2 songs there that actually ended up making it on the record. And then we did a track at the Cutting Cane with a friend, George, who works there.
Yeah.
Super sick studio. Like a lot of Latin artists recorded there, like Shakira. And me being Latin, I kind of grew up listening to those guys in a way. Like they always were around me.
No, Christina Aguilera too.
Yeah, a lot of people did there. And then we did 2 tracks. With Celestine is one of them. We did the Bull Productions here in Miami with our friend Sammy and Andrew.
Yeah.
Super cool dudes. And the rest we did ourselves. But the crazy part about it is that we actually got Jim Diamond out in Detroit to mix and master the record. He worked on the first White Strap records. He did first 2 records. He was involved in recording
the Dirt Bombs,
Sonics. Yeah, he was the bassist for the Dirt Bombs too. Yeah. So he actually was able to translate what we do.
He knows rock and roll.
And then we're like, yo, we want to have like a raw, just like we describe it, just heavy sounding record, and then here's the tracks.
Not too pretty, not perfect. Like
imperfections were welcome in this record, and then we're like, all right, and he just captures it so well. So we're so happy, and it's just kind of like insane that we get to like work with him and just be like, yeah, man, and he capture our sound, and
he likes it. Like he's that's what like made it important for us, because like we know that he's not a guy who wastes his time, and like I know a lot of people want to work with him, so. You listen to the music, it's like, yo, I like this, like I want to be a part of this, and that's what's awesome. It's like it's someone that knows our music, knows our sound, knows what it like knows the picture that's in our head and can translate what we are feeling. Because mixing and mastering is a whole different world. There's writing the music, there's the mixing, there's the mastering, there's all these little parts that end up changing the sound completely. So big shout out to Jim Diamond for helping us out.
Yeah, man. He actually. One of our biggest scare with the record was that we're learning how to record everything ourselves and do everything ourselves, and then the fact that we were able to salvage what we did and make it sound the way he did, it's just
because like you're taking sounds from everywhere. Like we have the way we record in Atlanta, and then we have the way we recorded Bull Pro, and then the way we recorded obviously in my bedroom, and that translating all these sounds, putting them together, it's always different. And he was able to really put the whole picture and make an album. Take the 11 songs or 12 songs that we are having in the album and make it into one piece. As a musician, like when you're younger, I always felt like sometimes there were limitations where you don't think that you can do it. Like you think like it ends up being a roadblock or whatever it may be. And then when you see how easy it is, it's not easy, but like it really is just you take
how accessible everything
exactly.
is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like
so I guess what he was
you can record on your phone, you can record anything. So it's like, what's our excuse not to do it ourselves?
If advice would be just don't, do it because it's fun and you want to do it, but be extremely patient. More patience would have been a good thing to have when you're younger.
That's true.
And understand, like, don't be afraid to pick up a book about music business because it's like
or YouTube or Google it, or talk to people, and people who've done it before, talk to them, ask them, have a nice conversation, buy them a beer. Like, yo, let's have a conversation. Help me out. Tell me this. Tell me that. Learn. Learn from people.
Sean and I met in elementary school back in 6th grade. I had just come from Argentina, and then I barely. Saying barely was I didn't speak English then, so still like I only knew like a couple words. So
I would talk to him, and he would be like just smile and do that.
and we're
Like,
just like, let's just draw, man. Like we just started drawing and sharing art and whatever, and then
he was a much better artist than me. I was always jealous. So I'd always like look at him like, how the heck did he draw that parrot? Like, how did he do that? I got really mad. I was always like a competition, and I still suck, and he was always better. It's okay.
But whatever. I quit drawing, Sean, so you can be better.
I'm better now than him, so it's okay.
But then and then our kind of friendship just kind of grew because we went to elementary school together, middle school together, and high school. By high school, we started experimenting with our music. Like I started taking drum lessons in middle school, and I think you started taking guitar when you were a kid too, right?
Yeah.
But it was like in high school.
Guitar, yeah.
Yeah, freshman year of high school. That's when we had like our first band together.
Where I picked up, like, I got electric guitar, and he had a drum set, you know?
Yeah. And then, we played with two other kids. And then from there on, from, like, our high school years, we either play in the same band together or in a different group together. And then by the time we graduated, we had a band. There was, like, five people in it. And then it became, like, 4 people. And then Sean ended up playing bass at one point because it was just so, like, inconsistent with getting so many people together. It could be so hard. And different schedules and aspirations, I guess. And then Sean and I just I live like 5 minutes away from here on my bike. So him and I ended up meeting up and just writing a lot of things together and jamming a lot. And then we're just like,
we get off work at the same time too.
We used to work together at Urban Outfitters too. Not only did we work together now, we used to work together at Urban Outfitters. And then we just always been around each other, so we kind of just
can't get rid of each other.
Yeah, so we just started writing a lot of stuff together alone, and then we're just like, let's just do it us too. And then that's just kind of how Death Bullets came about, because we're just like, dude, might as well, and we don't have to depend on anyone, and you and I both know what we want to get out of this.
Yeah, like Nico was the first person that I encountered that's like, no matter what, he was there. Like he would always like, you know, if it was like an important event, he would find a way to go, and like, no, I'll be there at the show, like, or whatever it is. And then the same thing for me, you know, like I always was there. There was never a moment where like I didn't show up at a show or screwed him over ever. And the same thing to him. So it's like, yo, like we obviously want this. We obviously want to play music. We always want to try to make a career and future out of it. Like this is what we love. And there's nothing else I want to do.
We don't be active and be in control of your own. You're the only one that's in control of your own.
Well, I mean, teamwork. Also the teamwork. Like that's really important. I think the most important thing behind a band is being like a team. Like it's not fair if the singer does everything. The guitar
as
player
a group, obviously.
You got to really work together. You got to understand and be committed. Like you're gonna go on tour, and honestly, there's gonna be shows you're gonna play for no one. And don't let it discourage you, because you know you have to learn. You have to work. You have to constantly play, and don't give up. You know the rule is, they say, to become really good at something, you need to put 10,000 hours. That's what I always heard. Like the rule to be like incredible at something, of course, there's always raw talent, the exceptions, but to really be good at something, you need to put 10,000 hours. That's a lot. I have not put 10,000 hours. I'm trying to. I hope I get there where I can be like, yo, dude, I did 20,000 hours. But it's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, and then just learn. What I did a lot was play along to AC/DC because it was easy drumming and it's always fun. And the most important thing that he brought up is actually learning proper technique when it comes to playing the instrument, because there is no really right way how you approach the instrument, but I think it's very important to like learn at the bare minimum of the basics, so then you understand how your body works and how to approach an instrument, and then from there you can just once you learn that, experiment however the hell you want to experiment with the instrument and really make it your own, because I don't think there's people that are best at something when it comes to like playing an instrument. I think it's just they have the unique way of approaching.
Well, I think an example is that like any incredible musician, like whether it's Jimi Hendrix or Paul Gilbert, whoever it is, you know, Jimmy Page, all these people, they like guitar players, they constantly were practicing, they were constantly playing, and like, you know, there's always stories you hear from these guys, from anybody, and they're always playing guitar. Like Jimi Hendrix didn't have like a guitar in his hand. That's what they say. So it is putting an extremely large amount of dedication to it. One thing for sure is playing covers, because the reason why you want to play an instrument is because you fell in love with music. And that's like how it starts. You love music, you want to make your own music. How do you make your own music? One of the things is having an instrument, a tool becomes a piece of you. And when you learn how to play a cover, it's like putting a twist on it. It's like, oh, I love this song, I know these lyrics, now I can play the guitar. Oh my God, I can play this with my girlfriend, I can play this with my boyfriend, I can show my mom and dad. I love this song, and I play it when I'm sad and I'm going to cry because I'm going through something. And then I'll play the guitar, and then I'll feel better after. So it ends up being, I don't know, the cure to everything, to be honest.